Since you've clicked on this video, it means you already know what we're talking about. So today we're going to be talking about the acronym for describing what? For describing a long bone. So let's not waste our time, let's just cut the chase and quickly talk about it. So stay tuned. I'm not a sorcerer nor a magician, but I think I know the reason why you clicked on that video. Have you been trying to read bones like the clavicle, the sternum, femur, humerus and the likes, but you haven't had time deciphering what exactly you want to read? Because sometimes we don't know what to read because these textbooks are voluminous. So if you are in that situation right now, trust me, I'm going to be saving you by giving you the acronym I used to use to describe my bones when I'm writing my exams or when I'm reading. If that is your reason for clicking on this video, trust me, you are actually in the right place. Because I'm going to be taking you and giving you a step-by-step guide and an acronym for doing what? For describing your bone perfectly to get your cool marks. So if this is your first time watching a video from DSSG NATION, I will implore you to do what? To click your subscribe button and hit the notification icon, because I don't want you to miss any of our future videos. So let's get started. Alright guys. Yeah, welcome back. Now to the acronym for describing a what? For describing a long bone. Now the acronym is very simple and straightforward. So it is ART slab. So the word ART slab is going to save you. Now this A should be squared. And now the first A, what is the meaning? The meaning is any fact about the bone. Any what? Any fact about the bone. Now what is the meaning of that sentence? Let's assume you are describing the humerus. You can actually start by saying the humerus is the sole bone of the upper arm. So this is the upper arm and it is the sole bone, a single bone of the what? Of the upper arm. As simple as that. Or let's say you are describing the femur. So you can just start by saying the femur is the longest, the strongest and the heaviest bone of the body. So that is a fact about the what? It is a fact about the femur. Or let's say you are trying to describe the clavicle. You can start by saying, do you know that the word clavicle? Oh, you don't have to tell Mark that. But you can actually say the clavicle is called clavicula, which is a Latin word, and it means a little key. So you can start by giving a little fact about the what? About that very bone. And after that, what are you expected to talk about? You know I said this is A squared, that is 2A. So the second A is actually the AKA. AKA means also, and the K is known, and the last A is as. So on the other hand, it means nickname, so other name. So this is what's also known as. So let's say you are describing, let's say the sternum. So the AKA will be the what? Will be the breastbone, the thigh bone, so and so on and so forth. So those are the other names for that what? For that bone. Now, after doing that, the next thing is what? Is the T. And for this T, it means the type of bone. I'm sorry? So the type of bone. Type of what? Type of bone. If you have not watched our introduction on what? On the skeletal system, just go back there now. We've talked about the type of bone. We know we have the long bone, we have the short bone, the regular, sesamoid, and so on and so forth. So let's say you are describing the femur. So at this level, we are going to say it is a what? A long bone. So we are describing maybe the skull. So let's say we are talking about the skull, the temporal bone or the parietal. You can actually say it is a flat bone. So as simple as that. If you are describing the kneecap, you probably say it is a sesamoid bone. So as simple as that. Now, the next one is the S, and this S means the shape of that bone. The shape of what? The shape of the bone. For example, if you are describing the clavicle, you can say it is an S-shaped bone because it looks like what? Like an S. And apart from that, when we're talking about shape, okay, for scapulars, where the scapula is triangular, so you can say it is what? It is a bone that assumes the shape of what? The shape of a triangle. But some bones don't actually have a known shape, like rectangle, triangle, like that of the scapula, but they resemble an object. Example is the what? Is the sternum. So in such cases, you can actually say the sternum is a what? Is a kind of bone that assumes the shape of the what? A dagger. So that is a knife. So a tie. So a sword, and so on and so forth. So that is that about the what? About the shape. So the next thing I'm supposed to talk about is the location. The location of what? The location of that bone. So the location varies. So we are talking about the femur. So it is located at the thigh. So if you are talking about the what? If you are talking about the humerus, it is located at the what? The upper arm. So radius and ulnar, the lower arm. So that's about the location. So the next one is this A, which is articulation. What? Articulation. Now, what is the meaning of articulation? The meaning of articulation is actually where the bone meets with another bone. So, for example, now let's say we're talking about the humerus. So, for this humerus, it meets with another bone at this point, and it meets with another bone at this point. So, for humerus, you can say it articulates superiorly. Superiorly means above. By now, you should have known that, and inferiorly with the what? With some other bones as well. So, if you are dealing with the humerus, superiorly with the what? With the scapula, and inferiorly with the radius, and ulnar, as simple as that. Let's say you are talking about the collarbone, which is the clavicle. So, it articulates medially with the sternum, and laterally with the what? With the acronym of the scapula. So, as simple as that. And that is about the what? About the articulation. Now, the final part is the part of that bone. So, for the part of this bone, what you are going to explain is actually your labelings. So, everything you've labeled in that diagram is what you are going to what? Is what you are going to explain. But for this part, it is divided into 3 places. So, we know that our long bone, we have the what? We have the upper epiphysis, and then you talked about the lower epiphysis too, lower epiphysis, and finally we talked about the what? The diaphysis, which is the shaft. So if you are going to watch our video on the description of the long bone, just check this out, because all these 3 things right here, they are only applicable to what? To long bone. So and that is that on the what? On the acronym for describing a long bone. So this is the end of this video. So if this is your first time watching a video from DSSG NATION, please make sure you subscribe and hit the notification icon so we can notify you when we create a video. Hi guys.